What's that, Jackie? This thing had a gallon of gas. I guess we had a little bit too much fun riding it around the compound here. What an absolute rocket ship. If this sounds a little different than most of the 500s we ride, that's because it is. This is a short stroke 1986 motor. They went to a long rod after this to kind of mellow it out. 85 and 86 were considered the horsepower kings, the monsters of power in the CR lineup. In fact, they pretty much detuned them every year up till 2001 in an effort to make them a little more manageable for mere mortals. Let me tell you a little story, my personal experience. I was sponsored by Husqvarna in 1986. I had two free Husqvarnas. I had a 250 and a 500 that kept on breaking, and I had a lot of problems with it. So I went out, I gave them back their bikes, and I went out with my own hard-earned money and purchased an 86 CR500. From that moment on, I went from being a mid-pack B rider trying to stay on the same lap to hole shotting and winning 9 out of 11 motos in the NESC Amateur Championship class with guys like, that was back in the day when there was a lot of fast riders in the B class, stacked 40 rider gates. Sometimes they'd have qualifiers for the mains in the 125 and 250 open class. It was insane back in the 80s. What was different? They say it's 80% rider, 20% bike. I don't really believe that. If you got 10 guys that are about the same skill level, the guy with the best bike's going to win. It's 80%, 20% when you have an expert rider and a novice, but when you have guys of the same level in the amateur ranks riding bikes, this bike was a great equalizer. 86 had good forks also. This had the cartridge forks, very similar to what Ryan Hughes ran at Loretta Lynn's, and he probably could have ridden any vintage bike he wanted to. He chose that bike because these are actually awesome forks. They work really good. In fact, much better than the first generation of bikes that came through with the upside down fork. So they handled great, had tons of power, 5-speed, liquid cooled, reed valve induction, 500cc monster. Pretty much the same engine they ran right up until 2001. They didn't change much in the motor. They changed the gear ratios, mellowed it out a little bit, that kind of thing. But it's a proven combination. We bought the load of bikes from Chris Hendricks. This bike came to us, and if you remember that video, Wizard and I were looking at it, and we were like, look at the swing arm. It looks like an NOS swing arm. There's not a single ding. It wasn't sanded. It wasn't remanufactured. It's a brand new NOS swing arm. The sprocket is a brand new Sunstar sprocket. It's got a brand new Sun rim. It's got brand new spokes on it. You can see the attention to detail. Look on the back here where they put the hash marks when they put the thing together. Brand new rear tire. The frame is in beautiful condition. The pegs look like they're brand new. It has a brand new MSR shifter on it, and all the gaskets and seals on the engine are brand new because, well, we rebuilt the motor here. I'll go through the work order with you in a minute, but it's got a brand new piston, brand new rings, brand new base gasket, head gasket, all new hardware on the motor, head bolts, new spark plug, new GPI, radiator hoses. The original tank is in mint condition, which is remarkable. Usually they're hammered. The original factory 86 decal on the head stay is in mint shape, and the fork lowers too. Look at the fork lowers on this thing. This has got to be one of the nicest set of 86 forks I've seen since 86. Usually they're all gouged up. And see the attention to detail on the restoration. All new hardware. Everything's beautifully and marked, and it's got a brand new sun rim on the front, laced up with brand new spokes, and the whole brake system's brand new. It's got a brand new rotor, and come around this side, you can see the calipers all rebuilt. Again, with the hash marks from a final assembly. Just beautiful work. The fit and finish on everything on this bike was pretty much perfect. Looking at the shock also, look at the shock spring. It looks like a brand new NOS shock. The shock is either brand new out of the box or completely rebuilt. The shock shaft, the spring is it looks brand new. The bumper looks brand new. It's got the Key and PJ carb, a brand new air filter, brand new sprocket. The chain guide is brand new. The graphics on the swing arm are brand new. It's got a new rear fender, new side panels, new seat cover. The original gas tank's in mint shape. The other thing that we noted too, look at the radiators on this thing, man. Just beautiful. They look like they're brand new. They're just beautiful. More detail on the bolts up here. All the hardware is new on it. And it has a really distinct sound. We have a lot of 500s, obviously over 50 500s at the shop here. And Wizard had this thing fired up the other day outside, and I was like, man, that thing sounds gnarly. And I'm sure you noted that when I rode it up the hill here. But it just sounds freaking beautiful. Zoom in on the shock right here. I want to show you something. Look at the Showa shock. It has the original Showa sticker. That usually those are blown off. It looks like an NOS shock. It may in fact be one. I'm not sure because that was on there when we got it, but it's the nicest looking one on the 86 we've seen. The brake lever, the foot pegs, everything on the bike's beautiful. It has a full DG exhaust system, which also contributes to the awesome sound coming out of this thing. DG header, exhaust, and DG matching muffler, a twin air filter. Engine's brand new, rebuilt right and bored out right here at our shop. All the gaskets you see the water pump gaskets, everything's completely rebuilt on the water pump and just beautiful. Let me go over the service notes here to make sure I didn't miss anything. But we were drooling on the thing when it came off the truck. It's been here for a couple months and we've massaged this thing to perfection at this point. We put brand new OEM Honda grips on it. The graphics on it are brand new. Christy Steiger did the graphics all the way around on this bike, including the custom number plates and the shroud decals. It's got a brand new top of the line Pro Taper gold chain. We actually rebuilt the water pump here, complete water pump rebuild kit, new coolant, new transmission fluid, complete gasket set for the whole motor. The piston is a Pro X piston, brand new Pro X piston. Rings, top end bearings, circlips, everything's new. It has a brand new Fuel Star petcock, has a new Moose Racing exhaust springs, and a brand new set of, I almost forgot, Renthal RC. I almost forgot we put these on all our bikes, but these are freaking beautiful. These are the Renthal RC highs, brand spanking new, with a Renthal crossbar pad. Look at the master swing on this thing. This is just came out of the box in '86. You just don't see that. These are all rotted and sitting in the barn or Husky or Hamilton Racing. The throttle assembly looks to be brand new. Look at this thing. There's no stripped out bolts. Nothing. The bolts holding on the handlebars look to be brand new. The kill switch looks to be brand new. It does have a new kill switch, and of course the DG exhaust. We purchased this exhaust for the bike. Our cost with shipping and everything on the exhaust was, well, actually the retail price I've got written down here was $550. Our cost is probably $450 or something like that. I don't have the actual cost on there, but. Do a close up on this side of the swing arm too, Junior. We didn't zoom in. That was like Wizard and I have been around these forever. We've been riding them since the '80s. You just don't see a swing arm come in like that. It looks NOS brand new, as do the fork blowers. The wheels are brand new. The swing arm looks brand new. The forks look brand new. The exhaust is brand new. The plastics are new. The bars are new. The engine's just being rebuilt with a brand new test, and the thing falls in the mill. It's just an absolutely beautiful piece. Jeff Cassie, the man of mechanic, bored the cylinder. I almost forgot to mention, one of the things is it's got so much torque. Guys, it says 500 on the tank, but the Manic Mechanic saw fit to bore this thing 2 millimeters over. It's actually a full 513 cc's. So, and this is the short stroke motor. It sounds, I don't know if the mic picked up the sound on this thing, but when Wizard started it the other day and I was in the building, I was like, what is that? Something wicked this way comes. It's just an absolute whole shot, third gear whole shot monster. It's a full 513, full brand new $550 DG exhaust. Top end's all brand new. Everything's been decarbonized in the motor, and the Manic Mechanic reassembled this thing with precision assembly, and it's just freaking awesome. So what else can I tell you about it? Oh, I almost forgot to mention, the Manic Mechanic also replaced the crank seals. So it's got new crank seals, all new gaskets, new top end, new exhaust. We also replaced the carb with a newer Key and PJ carburetor. The original carburetor was replaced. that's about it, folks. New carb, new air filter, new top end, 513cc top end, new exhaust, new clutch, new water pump rebuild kit. The suspension looks to be brand new, like it's never been used. The rear shocks are usually decayed, and the shock bumpers are either missing or worn out and scratched up. The swing arm looks brand new. The rims are brand new. From a cosmetic standpoint, aside from the scratch in the gas tank, the original gas tank on this side, it's got to be the cleanest 86 we've had in the shop to date. Our work order came out to $3,105. That's 20 hours labor. Of course, the bike was steam cleaned, power washed, degreased. They touched up the frame. They repainted the motor, touched up the hubs and the triple clamps and the hand controls. They polished the aluminum and shined the bike up. Basically, sent it through the detail shop. So polished the gas tank, and of course, new chain and sprockets. So just a kick-ass piece. You know what the prices are on these things are crazy these days. The motors, they're selling complete turds on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace for $5,000. Could you ever turn a turd into this? Yeah, you could, but you're going to spend a freaking fortune. Plan on about 70 hours of labor, shop labor, and thousands of dollars in parts, if you could even find the parts. Where are you going to find an NOS swing arm, an NOS shock, an NOS set of forks? Yes, you can buy the wheels and the spokes, but these original components that this bike has, the triple clamps, the forks, the frame, just fantastic. The frame is also in excellent condition. This is the original unrepaired frame rail. It's got a little flat spot back here, standard for 500s. They're a hollow tube, but it's nice and straight. And on the other side, take a look at this side. This side's in excellent condition also. A couple little dings right here. About a 8 out of 10 on the bottom of the frame rails, which is way above average. Usually they come in like a 4 or 5. Fuel petcock, new fuel lines, new drain lines. It has an MSV exhaust manifold on it. That's a $120 bill right there. Billet aluminum exhaust manifold. Just a kick-ass piece, man. If you have any questions about it, give us a call, 860-454-7024. The previous owner put a ridiculous amount of effort into this, stripped it right down to the frame, relaced the wheels, put NOS swing arm, shock, and all kinds of NOS components on it, and then we put another $3,000 into it. So do the math. If you were to find a Craigslist or Facebook turd and try to turn it into this, you're going to drop $6,000 to $10,000 into it. It's not uncommon. 70, 80 hours labor, plus outsource the boring of the cylinder and the exhaust system. It all adds up, man. This one's done, ready to roll in. Back into the museum. It'll be on display here until it finds a new home. And if you have any questions, call us, 860-454-7024. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.